All right, we did it. We did.
Oh, nice, nice.
Sorry, we're a little late. Like all things, not always to plan. Okay, hi. Welcome everyone in the virtual world to a virtually naked tasting. Apologies if you thought we were actually going to be naked. We're just going to be getting naked. My name is Liz Kravitz. I am a copywriter, also handle our social media at Naked Winery. I'm just going to introduce these other lovely faces. Some you may know, some you may not. We'll start with Peter. If you want to do introduction, explain who you are and how long you've been with the company.
I'm Peter Steinfeld. I've been with Naked for, well, about 10 years. I started as the first winemaker in Hood River. I learned a lot throughout all those years. Most of all, how to, I hope what you agree with would be a really good wine. I graduated, or not graduated, but then I added to the list of things I would do. And I eventually became the president of the company, which is my primary role right now. Yeah, it's been exciting, and I love to be here today and enjoy the tasting with all you.
Awesome. Let's see. Shelly, you want to go next?
Yes. Hello, Internet Land. I'm Shelly Keiss. I've been with Naked for 14 years, since the very dawn of time of Naked Winery. I officially get to be the head of training and connection now, which is super awesome. So I get around, you'll see me in tasting rooms, and I've pretty much done everything except for Peter's job and Chelsea's job at this point, I think. And thank you, Liz, for setting all this up and for having us here. It's exciting to do something new.
It's good to see your faces. Jess, you want to go?
Yes. I'm Jessie Lurson. I'm the tasting room manager in Bend. We are socked in with smoke, as I'm sure a lot of you are if you're listening from Oregon right now. But yeah, I've been with Naked for almost, it's going to be 2 years in November. So
On Black Friday.
Yes.
Oh, you remember that, huh? Oh yeah, we threw a riot into the mix that day. Oh yeah, that is true.
Maybe sink or swim. Great, awesome. Well, thanks so much, guys, for joining us. So we are going to be doing some tasting. So the wines behind me are what we're going to be tasting today. We're going to start with our Brightside Pinot Gris, followed by our Diva Sangiovese, and then we're going to do our club exclusive wine, which is called Too Classy, Too Sassy, which is a blend, second iteration of this wine, and it is delicious. And then we're going to finish with another white wine. We're going to be doing the Never Have I Ever Riesling, which is a newer label, actually brand new label for us. Delicious Riesling, a little bit of residual sugar, so on the sweeter side. So we're going to taste that last, if you're wondering why we're tasting some white wine at the end of those red wines. Yeah, I guess save dessert for last. But yeah, if you guys want to crack open some bottles, we'll get started. Oh yeah. And as you're tasting at home along with us, I asked you to bring your zine with lovely Elena on the cover, who is one of our winemakers, our girl in charge. And then in the back, there's a little kind of scorecard to evaluate your wines. And then you also will have received these really fun stickers. Some are kind of inappropriate, and those ones are my absolute favorite. So these are to use with this. So use your stickers, make some notes, mark your favorites, you know, that whole thing. So I'll be filling mine out. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to kind of approach it like Cards Against Humanity and see if I can't get a laugh out of you, you know? Anyway.
I like to approach everything like Cards Against Humanity.
Right? It's really just about knowing your audience. Like, come on.
I've been just telling people, because I'm not familiar with the Zine or whatever you call it. So look, it's a sticker book for adults with our winemakers in it. It's the best. Adults need more sticker books, like with inappropriate things in them.
I mean,
it's so much fun to make that, to have that photo session, and
oh my gosh, it's the best. I love this thing. If you do if you do have this at home and haven't taken a look at it yet, there's a lot of really fun stuff in here. There's Peter. And then there's a little QR code. All you do is just scan it with your phone camera, and it'll bring up a page that has some information about Peter and Elena and Adam, which is really fun. But Brightside Pinot Gris. So this is our 2018 Pinot Gris from the Willamette Valley. Back label says, bad days are a fact of life. Ugh. So look on the bright side. Even the crappiest of days have something to celebrate. Let's clink our glasses and toast to better luck next time. So here's to
Isn't
lessons.
that so fitting that this year should be all about the brighter side of things, right?
I think so.
It's the most appropriate back label we have now. It's very fitting.
There's a silver lining in every glass.
We don't talk about it often, but the screw tops now,
I mean,
absolutely love.
easy access, right?
That's why, yeah, it's the bright side of things. It's the quicker you can get it, the even quicker. I'm a fan.
It's so needed right now. So needed.
It is. Oh man.
I actually have some really adorable neighbors next door, and I always share my leftover wine with them after these kinds of things because I'm not going to drink all this white wine later. I'm a dark side kind of gal. And they love the screw tops. Like, I have to go over there and open wine for them if it has a cork in it. I'll bring it over and she'll be like, honey, you have to come screw this for us. I don't know how to open it. So the screw tops are crucial for lots of good reasons.
I mean,
Actually, you know, we've resisted for so many years and always thought, you know, it has to be cork on every bottle, including the whites. But the screw caps, they're so good now. They are, yeah, easy access. And for at least for the white wines, you know, there is nothing bad about it. To the contrary, I think it really benefits the white wines. And I'm so glad that we switched altogether to screw caps for all whites and rosés. Super exciting. It makes things easier too.
and the all white capsules too. Karina was just talking about that today. They look phenomenal. I love this wine.
Cheers, everybody. By the way, cheers to all of you.
I already drank mine. I guess I have to get some more. Hold on.
Definitely need more.
So easy to drink. I am a red wine drinker, but here's the times I drink white wine. When it's 100 degrees outside or we're having seafood. And that is the one right there. That goes good with both of those situations, I feel like.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Peter, what would you say is like the difference between Brightside and the Wild and Free? Like they're both Pinot Gris, but they're definitely different in a lot of ways.
They are definitely different, and I think I think there are a number of reasons, but well, they are sourced in different regions. So the Brightside is a Willamette Valley wine. It tends to be a little bit more balanced and a little softer for a Pinot Gris, and the acidity seems to be a little bit lower. The Wild and Free is sourced at Underwood Mountain, right across the river from Wood River on the Washington side. And there's a little bit elevation to it. It's a little bit breezier. And for some reason, it takes a little bit longer for the grapes to ripen. And then one of the things that we do as a company, we don't want to make the same wine, or we don't want to make just one big batch. We actually like to differentiate our wines a little bit, and the opportunity comes when you have different sourcing, and you can actually, as a winemaker, Elena, for instance, she will pick the grapes at slightly different points when we look at different sugar levels, different acidity from the get-go at harvest. And then the Wild and Free, we always tend to make a little bit more food-friendly, so a little bit more acidic. Whereas the Brightside is something that you want to really enjoy just in the afternoon. This is my go-to right now. I like to, when I'm done with the office, I like to just go to the tasting room, and this is my go-to right now with some of our rosés. But it's a lighter wine. It's lighter. It's not quite as big in alcohol. Very nice and fruity, balanced, and I like it. And I would go to the Wild and Free when it comes to, you know, like Shelley was saying, shellfish, seafood, things like that. Oh, shellfish. No.
Oh, not that part for me.
Yeah, right? You have to be careful.
Here's some fun facts for Facebook. My name's Shelly. I'm allergic to shellfish. That's a fun thing.
I can vouch for that. We did go to the seafood wine festival together. It was tough for Shelly.
Oh man, what a bummer.
He was
But
very,
also like kind of dangerous. Like it's just like in the air there, I feel like.
well, and people were like eating shellfish out of their wine glasses and passing them to us. That was classy. That was a classy part of the show.
Yeah.
No. Are you that sensitive that even just, I mean,
If I have
you have to really eat it?
a long exposure to it, then it will get red and upset.
Oh, wow.
Well, either way, it tastes like summer.
It
I will
does.
not be sharing this with anyone after the fact.
In the Bend
Halibut. We could have some halibut with it.
we've been calling this one right side the danger water because we all love it. And it's like, you know, after we finish our shift, we have our glass of wine, you have one, and there's like, I just want more. It's like water. I feel like I'm hydrating. I feel like I'm healthy. I feel like I'm doing the right things. It is dangerous. You guys out there, you be careful. I'm not kidding. It's
Tastes
dangerous.
like danger water. Okay, got it. I love it. That's awesome.
Yes, goes down
Oh,
water is dangerous because there's alcohol in there.
well, there's that.
Yeah, Gris used to be my favorite Pinot Gris of ours. For like, as soon as that one came out, that was like, if I was gonna drink any Pinot Gris, it was gonna be Wild and Free. Right Side came along and just stole my heart. Honestly, it was game over.
Love
But
it.
isn't that the nice thing? We come out with a new wine and all of a sudden your favorite shifts. I think that's something that's really nice for us, you know, is that we release new wine and then, oh my God, the love travels. And that shows that, you know, it's not one, you know, we continue making really nice wines.
We have to keep the relationship exciting. We can't just have the same old all the time. That's what I love about it so much because we get to enjoy that and so do our members and guests.
Yeah. Always something new to love. Always.
Ooh.
Well, speaking of, should we move on to the dark
Okay,
side?
are we going to have a screw off for the next wine?
Oh,
You all have a good screw with you?
Oh my
oh,
God.
I do have, I hope I have one. Yes, I do. I do.
Oh, here it is.
Oh.
Mine looks
I'm
like a
gonna-
pirate. Look at him.
Are you ready? All
Right, diva.
right, I'm gonna throw up.
You have to do the countdown, Liz.
I will. I'm gonna throw up a poll too while we're doing this, which is a little, just kind of fun. So I'm gonna launch this poll for our viewers, and then we're gonna see who can get this cork out the fastest.
So just to be
Oh,
clear,
no.
no competition,
We don't,
correct?
we don't want to race this. We want to do
You
it.
can't start yet, Peter.
Okay, we're gonna 3, 2, 1, go.
Did you say go?
Go. Oh, I'm not screwing with this guy.
Oh man, I'm getting nervous.
Done.
Oh, Shelly.
I got it. Oops.
Got it.
Last. I'm rusty. I don't work in the tasting room.
What does it say? It says,
So would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-great-grandchildren?
uh-oh.
Oh, I want to go into the past for sure. I don't want to know what happens in the future.
Yeah, right?
I want to know. I would love to meet my ancestors from the past. I think that would be really amazing and help me appreciate my heritage.
I
Definitely.
can see that. I think I would prefer that. Yeah.
Also,
I would join you in the.
have children, so there might not be anything to see.
Also that.
No,
All right.
fine. The future's scaring me a little right now, so I'm gonna go with the past. It feels good.
Okay.
Like there's, you know, I know what it kind of looks like. I'm gonna go with that one.
You just show up in the future. There's no children. Everything's destroyed. It's apocalypse.
I didn't know this was
Look,
going to be
look,
such a
look.
dark question.
There are really tough times right now, and you know, with COVID and with the fires and with the grayness and darkness out there, I can assure you though one thing: there will be better times.
Definitely.
Better times, and they will be better with some nice wine. So I'm ready for Sanju now, for the diva.
Oh,
Well, I think a lot of our viewers are just as optimistic as you are, Peter, because 64% said they'd rather go to the future. and 4
Because they want to know what's going on.
yeah, right? How does it all end up? I don't know. I watched that movie, Back to the Future, and the guy ended up dating his mom. So I'm just saying, could get weird.
Okay, that's maybe a little weird, but
It was a almost thing. He didn't date his mom. She just hit on him for a second because she.
and then he realized what was going on because he knew, right?
Something like that. He knew what was up. Mom didn't.
Calvin Klein.
Oh yeah, right. I remember Calvin. Oh yes.
Amanda Small says, I want to go to the future for sure. I want to see those beautiful great grandchildren of mine. So there's that.
Oh, I love her. She's one of my favorite people. Hi, Amanda.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
She's a huge supporter of Naked Winery, and I just brought her some of the new Cliché Rosé, and she's into it.
I'm obsessed. Talk about danger water. I killed a whole bottle the other day, like without even trying. I was just like, well, that's gone.
Actually, that is true. Even although we're not tasting it today, the Cliché Rosé is so easy drinking.
Oh.
And just, oh, there you are.
I might have brought one for myself for later.
Nice.
Bonus round.
Bonus round.
Her own little like bonus pour. She's like, oh, we do this in the tasting room. Is that not a thing here on live events?
Yeah, wine taste. Extra.
All right, let's talk about this diva. I don't know if she's high maintenance, but I'm kind of obsessed. Like, she's the new bae, like before anything else.
She is even better. Check this out. I mean, look at the label. I love that label.
Tell us about the dog.
Yeah, so that's Lulu. Diana, who is one of our graphic designers, she has this fabulous Chihuahua. Her name is Lulu. She has an Instagram called @EverybodyLovesLulu. And she is like amazing. She'll put on any outfit. She'll prance around. There's a video on her Instagram of her like in this like pretty much like I've never seen a dog in a dress like this. Like she's just like strutting. It's a vibe. She's very much the diva of their household. So an ode to Lulu. We've got
I think the
front label, and then on the back label says, throw on your crown and remind people who they're dealing with. Bow down, bitches.
I just love that.
Enjoy notes of raspberry, cherry, and small dogs in luxury bags. So
Yes.
embrace your inner diva. I love how shiny it is.
I know. The foil really comes out. I love it.
Yeah. Like a spotlight.
So, and this is some people know, some of our members know that this is actually my favorite varietal. This is a wine I've enjoyed making ever since I started at Naked. And, we always try to do better. And Diva is just Sangiovese in general, just a really nice wine for us. And it's fun. Yeah, and that's my go-to all the time.
I'd say in the tasting room right now, like I feel like the feedback on Diva is amazing. People have been loving it, and even like if we pour it and say they don't know it's the new vintage of it, they're like, oh my gosh, the Diva is just so good right now. And I'm like, well, it's because it's new and it's amazing. Yeah, they've been really grooving on it, and I love it too.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a really nice one for people that like something more medium bodied that's not going to be quite as heavy and tannic.
Mm-hmm.
Sangiovese is the grapes that they use in most like red table Chiantis in Italy.
Right.
It's just that really goes good with every kind of food and person kind of a wine. And this one even has like a little bit of a pepperiness at the end. I feel like would be so good with a nice Italian sausage.
Oh yeah, I mean with spaghetti, with pizza, with anything like that. And the nice thing is characteristically as a varietal, it tends to be more acidic, which lends itself to fruit pairing in general. But then you have those really nice fruity notes. But the interesting thing also, and we employ that very much. We also know that Sangiovese as a grape also likes to be an oak, and it's kind of a sponge when it comes to soaking up like barrel vanilla flavors, oaky flavors. So you can really work with Sanju in general and you know, kind of bring that softness from the oak barrels in, and then marry that with the you know, acidity that's there with sort of medium tannins. I mean, it's just depending on how you work it winemaking wise, it can be a nice easy sipper, but for the most part, you can really tailor it to just absolutely fruity nights. Yeah, like late summer, early fall. Ooh,
Transition wine.
it's like, oh,
Like a light sweater.
yeah, yeah.
So romantic when you talk about the way that all came together. It sounded very romantic. I love the way you talk about wine.
No, I just the other night I made pizza dough from scratch. It was really fun, and we made pizza, and we had Sangiovese. We had the Diva, and it is glorious. I mean, there's really nothing better. And you know, for me personally, and some of you, you know, who know me, is my stress relief is exactly that. I go to the grocery store every single day.
Oh gosh, no.
Oh my God, I can't handle this. For me, it's the greatest thing. When I leave the office, I drive to Safeway or whatever it is, and my time off starts there. And then I can be as stressed as I want to be. I go home, start cooking, open a bottle of wine, and the day or the night is better.
Yeah.
You know?
I can see that without the trip to the grocery store. Definitely, 100%.
My wife, Christy, she hates the grocery store.
Oh.
She loves it that I like to go so much.
Christy, I'm with you on that one. I'll stay home with Christy while you go to the grocery store for us.
You come home and cook for us, and then we'll just drink.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll do the dishes though. That's always my deal. I'm not cooking, but I'll do the dishes.
Oh.
To tell stories. Your presence is requested.
It's presence enough. I love it. I love this wine. Do any of you drink this wine chilled? I know that's a little like, I don't know.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, and we talked about this before, right? That in Europe, the Europeans in general are drinking white wines much warmer than the Americans, and red wines much cooler than we do in America. Now, I am German, and I'm exactly the opposite. I like white wines really cold and chilled. The danger there, I mean, it's because I drink them in the summer, right? And the problem with that is when they're cold and chilled, I drink way faster and usually more of it. So it's not necessarily really good for me. The reds, I like a little bit warmer. I don't like them cool. Although I think Sangiovese is actually one, and I've had it in Italy, not chilled really, but just a little bit cooler than I would enjoy it here. And it does work. And especially when you eat outside and it's warm and even your red wine is just a little bit cooler, I think that comes across all right.
Yeah, we used to do.
That's my opinion though, you know.
We used to do, when we were able to do events, we had a lot of festivals in the summertime. And it was just like, oh no, nobody wants to drink red wine in a hot park in the middle of July. So we throw the reds in the cooler and drink them chilled or mix them together with other things. Like it's naked, experiment, have fun, why not?
I think, you know, I think the interesting part is in the end, and I think that kind of resonates because that's what we try to do as Naked Winery and have always tried to do, is we don't tell you how to enjoy or what to enjoy. It is really, we want to provide you with a quality wine, with a quality experience, even more so actually. But then we want you. I want to be able to personally judge, and I don't want anybody to judge me on it. And I think that is something that we've always done throughout the years. We said, look, these are the wines we make. They are good wines. They have no flaws. We make them. We make sweet wines. We make dry wines. We make oaky wines. We make big wines, lighter wines. And whatever you personally like, you do. So if you like it a little bit chilled, like it chilled. And I think experimentation for a newcomer to wine or for developing your palate. I think, yeah, what's wrong with trying to put a red wine into into an ice box because it's so hot outside, and all of a sudden people get it in their glass and it's a little cool initially maybe, but it warms up, but it works. And who would judge your personal senses and what you personally like,
Totally.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the really fun things in the tasting room is that you get to see so many people that have like different tastes and lifestyles, like come from all over the world. But it makes me think of the what we call the bomb cougar. Is it, it's a, if you've been around making winery, you might have seen this happen. It's a little mixology we do behind the bar. We take cougar, semi-sparkling, it's a sweeter wine, and we mix it a little bit with bombshell sweet red. And I've watched people, we've done it behind the bar, and be like, "Are you mixing a white and a red?" And we're like, "Damn right we are," and taste it, and they're like, "That's pretty good." So it just plays exactly what you're saying, Peter, is that if you like it, you like it, and that's all that really matters.
You just gotta have an open mind, really.
Yeah.
I mean, life is way too serious anyways. And, enjoyment, explore, do it, try it. There's nothing ever wrong with trying something. Now, if it doesn't work out for you, then don't do it again.
Just try it once.
But you should always try, right?
Exactly. It really threw me the first time I saw someone do the bomb cougar, though. I was like, what is happening?
It's a little alarming.
To be honest, I don't think I actually ever tried it myself.
I've never tried it, but
I do not recall that I actually have ever tried it myself. I've seen it happen. I've seen people enjoy it, but I don't think I actually ever tried it.
It's good. Okay.
Next time when I come down to Bend,
I'll pour you one. And I made a new concoction today. I'm not saying it's my favorite thing, but I had a guest come in, and she was looking for Puma. And unfortunately right now we don't have Puma at the very moment. And so I actually did Cougar with a little bit of Cliché Rosé.
Oh man.
And I was like, that's not bad. So yeah, Peter, please come down to Bend. I'll make some cocktails for you.
Nice, nice. Actually, there's a good chance that I'm coming down next week.
Perfect.
Oh, I know to go.
Perfect. All right, I'm empty. Are we moving on?
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you one thing. I mean, now that you mentioned Cougar, we bottled it, and the wine is in bottle, and it now, because it has to be bottled really cold, we have to wait about a couple of weeks before we can label it. The labels are at the printer, so keep fingers crossed, like 3 weeks maybe, and Cougar is back, and then Puma will follow shortly thereafter. Or the equivalent of this, there's a different name. Right?
There's a new iteration of Puma.
I know.
Pretty great.
All right, let's move on.
Got some fan love in the chat section though too, which is really great.
We had one earlier where I was talking about Peter, and one of the lovely ladies watching us was like, I didn't see who her name was, but she was like, "Oh, I could listen to Peter all day."
Oh, yeah, right.
No, you can talk about anything, even if it's boring. It's the accent. It's so good.
I don't hear that.
All right, let's open the next one. I'm going to launch the next polling question. So this is based on our last thing we just talked about. Would you rather go to the dentist or into a crazy busy grocery store?
Oh my God, grocery store any day.
Grocery store all the way, grocery store.
I think I'd rather go to a grocery store, but oh man, it's a close. Even our viewers are it's neck and neck. It's
let's just like think of the grocery store or Costco during 2020. How about that? Versus
it's not a normal grocery store like Costco looking for toilet paper in April.
I think the new thing is what is that? Paper towels, I think, are now the next thing that's out.
No, it's the filters, your AC filters.
Oh yeah, of course.
Filters are the new toilet paper.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, it will get better. It will get better.
It will, absolutely. So dentist wins. 7 people, let's see, 54% of people would rather go to the dentist than to the grocery store.
Filling in your mouth. Some guy has his fingers, a stranger has his fingers in your mouth with a drill. How is that? Like, come on, you guys.
I live for the thrill, Shelly. What can I say?
You can get drunk before you go to the grocery store. Just have someone drive you.
But also someone mentioned laughing gas at the dentist too as a thing.
Well, if they gave me that more, then maybe I would choose differently.
Right? Okay, fair enough. Give and take.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of focus when it comes to the dentist.
And being unconscious when it comes to the
Yeah.
dentist.
I just feel like I'm in an alien spaceship, like getting experimented on.
It will get better.
All right, so we got too classy, too sassy, always naked. Joy notes of red fruit, light oak, and eating a burrito in your ball gown. So,
Kind of like this gown Elena is wearing. I love
yeah,
this.
so that is very much an Elena tasting note. She is fabulous, but also totally eat a burrito in a ball gown for sure.
I almost got a burrito for this tasting today for that reason.
Nice.
Inspired by Elena's combo with Taco. She paired one of the ones with Taco Bell in the thing. It's so cute. It's amazing.
Yeah, she loves Taco Bell. You guys, if you haven't checked this out, please pick it up. It's so great. I mean, look at her. Just
So, okay.
winemaker's absolutely cooler than anyone else.
So when it comes to food, so Elena and I usually once a year we go down to the meeting down in Ashland, the Tempranillo Alliance, and you know, I feel like okay, I have to entertain her and kind of ask, you know, take her out to dinner, right? So I said, Elena, pick whatever food you like. You know, and what I would do, I would look at all the restaurants or ethnic foods and would pick something that's really kind of cool, interesting, sit down, white tabletop or anything like that. You know, where she wants to go, something like In-N-Out Burger, Killer Burger. And I'm like, Elena, please. But that is, you know, she is a musician. She can play instruments. She was in a band. She is highly intelligent. She's very classy and, you know, trained in classical music too. And she does, I mean, she's very classic, great woman that way. And then the other side is so sassy. It's so fun and so different. And that's why I think this wine is just so perfect for her. And, oh, did you hear that? There was a horn go off, you know, but that was not her doing music, but that was where some.
Oh,
good. Because you guys are bottling today, right? There's like a semi truck in front of the building that you're in right now. It's crazy.
So yeah, so we have these big nitrogen tanks that, you know, put nitrogen into the bottles, and they are, you know, when you move them around and the temperature changes, the ambient temperature, they blow off extra nitrogen so that the tanks eventually don't explode. So they have the safety valve. But these tanks, for the first, I mean, they go like horns. So much so that we had some kids upstairs. They were actually sleeping in the office because the smoke was so bad at their house.
Aww.
They walked down the stairs to the winery as one of those doors went off, and they ran up the stairs so quick. It was so funny, but yeah, it was pretty scary. So, anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Sassy.
I love this wine. I really do.
Yeah, so this compared to the Sangiovese, it's a much bigger, bolder wine. I mean, it's a more of a serious red. It's an interesting blend. What does it say exactly on the bottle, Liz?
I don't know if the blend breakdown is here.
I think it's on there.
it is.
Oh, it is. 56% Zinfandel, 34% Syrah, 10% Petite Syrah.
There you go.
So
So that's not your standard blend. That is something really unique. And that's, again, what Elena is all about. And I'm just going to share where it's coming from, but it's, Elena used to work for Gallo, and in her early years, and well, she's still very young, but you know, when she first started out as a winemaker, and she got to go to all these Gallo wineries that Gallo owns, and she went to Louis Martini Winery, and one of their blends that they do, and they're very famous for it, is a blend of exactly that, Zin, Petit Syrah, and Syrah, and where the Zin is actually old vine Zin. And Elena was so taken by that particular blend that a couple of years ago, when she first kind of, you know, presented the idea of making this blend and asked if we could borrow from the Orgasmic program, our reserve wines, to make this. I said, "Are you really sure?" And she said, "No, this is the best thing I've ever tasted, and I want to make something like it. I want to make a blend that is different." And I think she did, and she did very well with it. And I really like the fact that we could also kind of name it, you know, very fittingly for her. So.
Do we actually? Do I understand then that we forfeited some, like, a vintage of Ozen to make the first blend? That's amazing. It was worth it.
It was
definitely worth it.
I asked her, I said, you know, how are we going to do this? And she said, well, I don't think we're going to have enough for the Ozin, but I think I can do something really nice. And so, yeah, she sold it to me, and she, you know, convinced me. And I said, all right, I'm willing to take that gamble, which I didn't think was much of a gamble, because I really believed that she would do her best, and I know how capable she is. But yeah, I've not regretted that decision, and I think the wine last year was very good, and I think this, the Too Classy now, is equally as good, if not even better.
This is one of my favorite wines to talk about in the tasting room and to have people try. I remember when we had Sassy Classy come out, and we did a wine training, and we got to taste it for the first time there. I remember talking to Peter after it, and I'm like, man, I just like really love this one. And I am you know, I've been drinking wine for only a few years, so I still am trying to really figure out what I really like and what works for me. And I remember Peter being on back, I really like this one. And you told me, Peter, you're like, buy yourself a case, because this wine is going to fly off the shelves. And I was like, really? And you're like, yes. I was like, okay, I'm in. And I did. And I became so attached to this wine that it was so fun to talk to people and have them try and to sell in the tasting room. And just for people to hear that it was a Zinfandel Syrah, Petit Syrah, they were like, huh? And it just got the intrigue going, and they really wanted to taste it and see what it was about. And I feel like it's been the same. Even when I say in the tasting room, like, too sassy, too classy, people are like, wait, it's a new one. Like, they're so excited to have it, and it's just so fun. I just love talking about it, drinking it mostly. Yeah, and having like other people drink it too, because I just feel like it's really unique and really fun. And
it's kind of interesting. It's one of these things where, you know, you make a really good wine and you get excited about it, and then you share your excitement, and then you know you only have limited amounts of it.
Yeah.
Really hard sometimes to, you know, not be a little selfish and kind of say, well, you know what, we're down to a few cases. Should we really sell this? but yeah, I think last year, or the first rendition of the wine, I think we moved it into club, and then after club, I think it was after 2 months after club, it was essentially sold out, except whatever we kept for library. Yeah, which is, I mean, cool for us as winemakers, right? Because, oh my God, we tried something different, and we did it. You know, it actually resonated with our members, with our fans, and everybody enjoyed it. And that's really rewarding for us, for sure.
Do you think that one's going to go as quick as the last one, Peter?
We made more of it this time, I think.
Thank goodness.
I don't exactly remember, but I do believe we were able to make a little bit more on this run. So I would think it might stick around just a little bit longer. But
still buying a case.
You know,
hide it.
Again, Jesse, if you like it, get it.
I'm buying face, baby.
Remember last year I had a bunch of bottles from doing bottling. So everyone helps out with bottling, those of you at home. And so every once in a while they throw us office people in there, and it's amazing because it's literally a human touches every single one of these bottles, like not in a scary way, like in an awesome way. But
Not in a scary way.
not in a scary way.
Do that now.
With gloves and masks on. Jeez.
Yeah, actually, right now, yeah.
Yeah. But I brought home some bottles because you get to take some for your labor, it's your effort. And my boyfriend at the time, husband now, got into it and was like, he's a beer guy, he works in beer, and so he was just like, this is amazing, like what is this? Like it didn't even last. Like normally like the wine shelf is safe, but like not for classy sassy. She gone.
I think I described it the first time as like feeling like I just stuck a wooden spoonful of blackcurrant jelly in my mouth. Like it kind of leaves that woody dryness at the very end of it, but it has that like deep black currant like thickness to it that's so amazing. And I loved that this one, so the first one's sassy classy, this one's too sassy too classy. And what did Adam say? The next one's gonna be like sassy classy Tokyo Drift or something for like
Yeah. That was Adam came up with the too classy too sassy.
I thought that was really cute.
That was this guy.
Oh, he's such a serious face in that photo. I love him.
Yeah, but we have a lot of other pictures that you will see on Facebook.
I did see some other ones that were really
There is a bright smile, and it's really cool.
my
There's
favorite.
some great outtakes too of us dumping cold water on this poor man.
Oh, that's what you said.
Like, feel free to pour yourself some more wine while we talk about this. But we like literally were dumping buckets, like 5-gallon buckets of water on this man during this photo shoot, and the whole like annex was just covered in water. It took like a whole weekend to dry out. It was very much a production.
It was a lot of fun.
And he was such a good sport about it. He just was like, yeah, whatever.
I had the easiest. My shoot, that shoot was done in minutes.
I know. Look at that smoke coming on the light. So good. James Bond, man. Unbelievable.
That machine did it all, I tell you.
So good. So good. Ugh.
It was a lot of fun. It was really cool. And I remember when we first you guys first brought up the idea to Elena, and she was not into it at all. She just, oh my God, no. And then I guess she was hesitant and agreed finally. And then as it got closer, all of a sudden 2 days in front of it, he got so into it and excited. And then I think that day she was just really good. She was almost like a pro model. She got her hair done, she got the makeup done, and she was essentially it for the day. And it was fun to do. It was really fun to do. And there's so many good pictures of her. It's really great.
So pretty.
Yeah.
Once she showed up with all the plants, I was like, she's in. Like she's on board.
Lots of decorations, yeah.
She's the mother of plants. Like honestly, like it's incredible. She's just, just keeps 50 plus plants alive on a regular basis. Like
And now in the office too.
Yeah.
Grace and Elena have all these plans, and when Grace is not around, then Elena takes care of them, and vice versa. And yeah, it's kind of cool.
Oh yeah. She was a little perturbed though, because we were taking, her hair took hours. Like this hairstyle is amazing.
That's my favorite one.
She has so much hair. I did this, and so it took like an hour. And she's like, how come the guys, their photos are taking like 2 seconds and mine's taking like all day? Like, it's how it goes, honey, I guess. I don't know.
That photo shoot was one of those I loved, like on Instagram, our Instagram, you guys like did like behind the scenes. And that was one of the things that I was sitting in bed being like, why was I not invited to this? This looks really fun. It looks so cool, and I loved the behind the scenes, like getting to see Elena, like Ave doing Elena's hair, and like Peter in his motorcycle. It's just really cool. Well done, well done.
It was awesome. We'll invite you up for the holiday shoots.
Okay.
Oh, me too. Pick me.
Yes. I just miss your guys like in real life faces.
I know.
I mean, honestly, this is the thing that is, I mean, the whole Zoom thing, I mean, I guess everybody has gotten better at it, and I'm so glad that we actually have that as a tool now. But man, I am getting really tired of being the only one in the office most of the time. I mean, and today Liz showed up, and Corina and Chelsea come in, but not, and then often not Julie sometimes. But it used to be, please let's get this going and let's get rid of this virus, and so I miss my peeps, and I miss us all getting together, enjoying wine together, and have a laugh. And yes, this is nice. And please, I love just to see your beautiful faces. But, let's get naked together, meaning, not 6 feet apart. Let's plan that for maybe sometime next year. In the meantime, we hang in there, be strong, do Zoom meetings.
Kind of like this more often.
And wear the mask. It does help.
Definitely.
All right. What's next? Do we have something else? Oh yeah, we have the streaker.
The new guy.
What have you got?
Gal. The new gal.
I'm not a big sweet wine drinker, so.
Right,
It
let me
is-
launch another
This
poll
for a
here.
moment.
Don't worry too much about it because it's really not super sweet. It's actually, I think it's just an amazing Riesling.
So
Let's look at the bottle also because the label is super cute. You can't see it very well on my screen.
the
Liz.
streaker. Love this one.
Another easy access with the screw cap here. So nice.
Everybody wins with a screw cap.
Everybody wins.
Yeah, there's the label.
Oh, there we go.
I swear that's Karina on there. I swear. That's just Karina.
I don't know if she posed for Ave. I don't know who actually drew that, but.
Got fancy sneakers on. I know it's Karina.
Oh yeah, that is true. Corina does have fancy sneakers.
We're calling you out right now, Karina. It's happening.
Poor Karina.
This is, honestly though, this label, Karina can probably vouch for me right now. This was when I got it, when I first saw it, I called her and I was like, I love this label, the streaker. It's probably, I think it's my favorite label that we've done. I love it. I think it's so fun.
Well, maybe it's because if we were playing Never Have I Ever and I said gone streaking, you'd have to put a finger down, Miss Lurson.
This is very true.
So what is the?
Oh, I put up a poll, guys. Sorry. So, would you rather be forced to dance every time you heard music or be forced to sing along to any song you heard?
I'll do them
I'd
both.
rather dance. I would rather dance.
Everyone, I mean, it's close, but 55% of people say they'd rather dance.
Although I always wanted to be able to sing classical music, I wanted to be a Pavarotti.
Oh man, Karina in the webinar chat says, I can neither confirm nor deny that I posed for the label.
I love it.
Oh man. But I do appreciate that she's wearing shoes. I know that's kind of an important and oftentimes overlooked detail when it comes to streaking.
You gotta be ready. You gotta be on the move because someone is always coming after you. You gotta be ready.
Sounds like you have some experience, Jesse.
Jesse, didn't you had a college experience like that?
I think we heard about this before.
I seem to remember. Tell us about what was that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got me. Yes, I have a pretty good experience. I went to a college in Southern California. the University of Redlands, and it's a beautiful campus. And it's infamous for this chapel that sits on the end of probably like a 300 yard, like beautiful kind of like quad little lawn area. And there was this kind of rumor going around that it was like a kind of this thing you always did, but seniors always walked around and be like, oh, have you done the chapel run yet? And I'm like, what is the chapel run? I'm like, because I love me a good competition and challenge. So the chapel run was at midnight, the bell rings, and everyone starts at the chapel steps, and you try to make it towards the end of the quad before being caught by our public safety officers. So I stood with about 4 or 5 girls to do the chapel run. You know, it's like freshman year of college, so you meet these people pretty quick. You don't know each other that well. And I am ready to roll. And I look at them and we get out there and we're like, this is it. This is game time. And none of them have shoes on. And I'm like, I have like my laced up sneakers, like ready to roll. And they're like, why are you got your sneakers on? We're streaking. I'm like, yeah, it's a race and this is a serious thing. And I definitely got away. I wore my sneakers. So chapel run was a great memory for me. And if I ever go drinking again, I will be wearing very tight athletic shoes.
You don't have to be completely naked to streak, turns out.
No, talk to Karina so you get the right kind.
Yeah, it looks like she knows what to wear and how to do it. So I'll definitely I'll make sure we have the same shoes next time.
I like this one. Actually, all day I've been thinking about a pairing for this, and now I'm kind of really craving it, and I wish I could have stopped before I came home, but I really am thinking like McDonald's French fries, this wine are just going to be it for me.
You are hurting me a little right now, because I actually think that, I mean, so for me, Riesling, I mean, I am German after all, but Riesling was never a thing. And I could not understand why people made such a big deal out of Riesling. I finally, you know, I mean, I get it. There's so many different ways of making Riesling, from bone dry to semi-sweet to, you know, late harvest and all these things. But one of the aspects of a really high-end Riesling that I learned is that if you have a little bit of that diesel or petroleum smell on it, that is really something that is highly appreciated by connoisseurs of Riesling. And when I learned that a few years ago, I kind of started looking into Rieslings and say, okay, now let's see if I can find that. And then I started judging on that. And I tried to look into, okay, can we make a Riesling that has the notes that come out? I mean, this is a little bit of a winemaking geekism, you know, I mean, really looking for varietally correct. You know, I love our label, but I think the other thing is, in the end, we're also making the best possible wine. And this wine, I think, is the best Riesling that we've made in years, because it is actually all these, it has the fruitiness to it. It has a little bit of sweetness, but retains some of the acidity. It has this little bit of the petroleum kind of diesel smell to it that is really considered to be superior when it comes to the quality of the wine. And this wine has it all. And before, I would never, ever consider for myself taking a Riesling home for dinner or just to enjoy it. I have taken this wine, put it in the fridge, and enjoyed it many, many times already. And I'm not tired of it. I'm so excited for the first time in years about our Riesling. I honestly, I'm just flabbergasted in a way, and I'm excited that we were able to pull it off and get it so right this time, and get all the expressions out of it. And then on top of it, you put a label there with a streaker. Jesus. What do you want?
So good.
Then you have good stories to tell too with Jesse, and I think This is just totally awesome.
Comes with a game built in. Never have I ever. Like,
Yeah.
fingers. Everyone goes around, says things they've never done, and then you put a finger down for everything that you have done. So that's so fun. No, I love this one. It's like quintessential Riesling on the nose for me. It's got that kind of weird diesel thing that I'm obsessed with. Yeah, it's one of my favorite varietals because we make a lot of Asian food in this household. So with that little bit of sweetness that cuts the heat. We made a Thai papaya salad last night. That was like, I was like Lamaze breathing because it was just so hot. It's just like crushing beers. And I was like, this is not enough. I need something to like cut through this and just kind of balance everything out. And I'm excited to have this in our repertoire now. It's going to make dinner that much more delicious.
I love to eat Thai food, and I love spice, and I love literally really spicy, and this is perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I did my little sticker book, and I said it actually does taste and smell like Welch's white grape juice, like for real, which is very dangerous. I also said it reminds me of slam dunking on a fifth grader because it's so sweet.
So sweet.
That's it. I love this one.
What that really means.
Karina is commenting that we should play it, Never Have I Ever, and I'm really not allowed to play that game, but if you want to.
Karina
No, he just wants to put us on the spot, and that's not going to happen.
Never have I ever posed naked for a wine label.
I've never done that, no. And I will never do that.
It's something I haven't done.
But I can tell you, I can tell you something that is almost there. The Full Monty, we made a label for that, right? Shelley, you may remember that.
Yes, I remember.
It was for a theater production,
Mm-hmm.
and we made a label for that, and then it was like, whose butt is that? And I can't tell you, and because I met with them last night, actually, that picture or that whoever posed, I have identified that person.
Oh, good.
David Behringer, the founder of Naked Winery, was actually the person that posed for that shot.
Yeah.
I hope he's not online right now. But that's the truth, actually.
Well, he might be, and he wouldn't care.
And he must have been naked, I would guess.
He would just say, "You're welcome."
Yeah.
And you are welcome. Oh man. We got a lot of really fun labels coming down the pipeline here, coming up.
Yeah, and then talking about Riesling, by the way, I'm going to stir that pot a little bit because we are about to bottle a late harvest Riesling.
Oh.
The last time we did that was in 2010. It was an orgasmic late harvest Riesling. Now it's 10 years later that we are able to release another one. It's actually a 19 vintage, but we are going to release it. Hopefully we'll all be done. And it's a label issue right now. It's going into the bottle next week. And we got everything worked out. We just have to make sure that we get the labels. And there's a backlog on those. So as soon as we get those, we'll hopefully release a late harvest Riesling for Thanksgiving. And I think that would be spectacular. It is so good, and it's so sweet, and oh my God, it's almost syrupy, but it's delicious.
Oh, pour it over like vanilla.
Well, that's a tease for the people who like sweet.
Yes.
The old one came in an orgasmic bottle, but it was like a skinny bottle.
Yeah, same thing.
Deep looking.
We're doing the same thing.
Oh, we are? Oh,
Yeah.
people will love that. They've been asking about that for years, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to be opportunistic, and we were able to pull it off, and yeah, very exciting, very exciting.
Liz, you said we have some new labels coming.
Yeah.
This is something that I get this question a lot. being in the tasting rooms, people, I wish I could take the credit for coming up with the labels, the names and the back labels, but I can't take that credit. But people always ask us, how do we come up with our labels? And usually my response is, well, you know, it's a group of friends and it involves a few bottles of wine and a pen and notepad. But you are somebody who can actually give me real insight of how these labels come to reality, and I'd love to hear.
Yeah, it's very much a process. Doesn't happen with just one person. And we try and sit down and, you know, if we have a name, like if we're using a name that's already, you know, been established and people love it, but we're just kind of trying to maybe rework the back a little bit, we'll talk about, you know, what the name evokes. Or if we're trying to figure out a new name, you know, like what kind of wine is it? When would you drink it? You know, just kind of brainstorm the different scenarios. There's different questions we ask ourselves, just like, well, where would you take this wine? If you gave this wine to someone, what would they do with it? You know, it's just kind of this like kind of very synergistic brainstorming session with a few different people, and we just kind of talk about it. And it's really interesting. A lot of times it just kind of like pops up in conversation, like these little tidbits. It's like these little pieces of gold that you just kind of like pick up and write down, and then it just gets distilled into like this fabulous back label that becomes just like something bigger than itself. So I'm really lucky I get to be on that team and I get to be part of that distillation process, but it's not all me. It's a lot of other people with a lot of brilliant ideas and ways of looking at life and wine and relationships. And it's fun. It's really fun to get to kind of, you know, especially creating something new. I've been with the company for just over 2 years, and I got to start when felt like a little bit of a renaissance. Like no one was saying no to anything. It was like, yes, like let's try something. Let's see if it works. And if it doesn't work, let's see what else will work. Like that kind of a thing. So it's been a really fabulous opportunity to kind of get to dive into the brand and decide, you know, how we want to present this to people. And luckily people seem to really like things. The are phenomenal. We've got a fantastic team of graphic designers who create the most incredible artwork. And, you know, everything we put out, every little like postcard, every poster, every little signage, you know, it's really well done. It's done with care, and yeah, it's a group effort, but it comes out gorgeous. So I'm loving it. It's great.
No, I think it's really interesting. I mean, it definitely is. There's a lot of thought behind it, and there's thought from, you know, we don't look at terroir, we don't look at these things, but we look at making a wine and making it good and making it so that it expresses something. And then we all get together, I mean, in a way, because that is really our product. That's what we do. We drink, we sell wine, we drink wine, we do this. But then we look at what it evokes in people and what does it mean, and where, like Liz was saying, where do we take it? And then with that is how much do we, you know, we try to make fun of life's moments in a way, and take those and try to capture them, align them with what's in the bottle, and then, you know, maybe take it even a little bit more, make it a little bit tongue-in-cheek, and it is really the process of doing all of that and tell that story, or get people to read the back label and think and go like, oh my God, this is funny. Oh, now I get it. And sometimes it's not right in your face. You actually, you know, and we bottled some really interesting wines today, including a Carmenere, and it has it's called Off the Record. And the label is just
Oh, I like that.
Cool. And it's off the record because the Carmenere was, I mean, there is a story within the wine. There is a story on the label or on the bottle with the label that kind of ties it all together and gets people, or should get people, to think. And then it's backed up with the back label and the writing. And we spend as a team a lot of time doing this. There's really thought behind it, and we are trying to be consistent. We're trying to do really, you know, cool things for and share feelings, times, expressions. You know, I mean, I am, and it's been a journey. Was getting there with the new labels and the new adjusted story. We're still Naked Wine, but we're tweaking it, and we're tweaking it in such a wonderful way. The labels are so sophisticated. The quality of the labels is so amazing. I mean, today, like I said, we bottled. We lined up 3 of the new labels that went into the bottle midday because that's what was done, and we were just blown away how it looked and felt, and it is awesome. It's so cool. So thanks, Liz, and thanks everybody on the team who does the labels and brings it all together. You know, Naked Winery is a group effort. It's a team effort, and that's I'm very excited about it. So. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, but are there other questions?
Oh yeah, do we have some questions?
Let's see. I haven't gotten any questions in the question and answer. If you guys watching have any questions, please feel free to type in and we will answer them live.
Watching some of the comments, and I feel like people are just making friends with each other as they're
Yeah.
watching, which is like the other cool thing I love to see happen. Like the fans all come together and like connect on that one thing that brings them together, and that's what it's all about. And it's so fun to have labels that are something eye-catching that'll actually make you put the phone down and have a conversation with somebody, which is pretty rare these days. So I've always loved that we encourage that too, and that we keep giving people exciting, fun, new things to start new conversations. Like, how long have we been talking about, like, is a hot dog a sandwich? Like, that's been happening for 3 years now. And I don't really care, but I feel like it's a topic.
I think I have it in a polling question. We can launch it.
Okay, there you go.
Let's see. Let's see what everyone thinks. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Our club manager said, no, it's a taco.
Well, if we're talking about shape or if we're talking about structure, like it's a different kind of thing. Like the meat does go underneath, the toppings go on top. The bread is not split, it's together. There's a bottom to it.
Well, see, that's what I was told. I was told, Peter, I said it's I thought it's a sandwich to me. But then I was told, yeah, you don't cut the bun though, totally. Therefore, it can't be.
But then that would also mean a sub sandwich is a taco and not a sandwich.
Yeah, I was like, ugh.
I've been converted. I was like originally like, absolutely not, no way, it's not a sandwich. And then the whole 2 breads being connected really kind of messed me up. It made me.
Like, is a hero a sandwich? Is a hoagie a sandwich?
Yeah.
Is a pita pocket a sandwich? Someone asked.
A pita pocket?
Yeah, like a pita. Is that a sandwich?
I feel like.
I think the more important, the more polarizing question is, does ketchup belong on a hot dog at all?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah.
Liz, I feel like you have strong feelings about this. Tell us what you put on your wieners.
Oh, no. No. Like, no.
Okay, I cannot speak to this because I don't eat hot dogs. So.
Most people say no. 63% of people polled said, nope, it is not a sandwich. So.
Unless you're really old school and your mom would put hot dogs on a piece of white bread when you were a kid, that I would consider possibly being a sandwich.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some comments in here, mostly from Karina, about what we're revisiting.
Yeah, so what are you revisiting?
I was being discreet. I'm revisiting The Bright Side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna revisit Classy Sassy. This is by far like my favorite thing. It warms my heart, like all the way down with the warmth.
It is.
Oh, I guess we should tell everybody who's sharing this, who we are sharing with, is that we are beyond the tasting, and now you can go back and drink your favorites.
Yes.
Right? So pour a glass. We're just going to chit chat. Let's see. I do have a question in the question and answer. Uh-oh. Let's see. So Melissa would like to know, when is Vancouver opening? This is a very
well, you're not the only one. I would like to know too.
I know.
Well, honestly don't know. And the reason for that is with COVID, with construction, construction has been delayed. There are material issues for construction. I mean, this is actually a more complicated issue than I have time for to explain. The only thing I can tell you so far so good. We are moving forward. It is delayed. I don't think in any way or form we'll be able to open before March, if not June next year. But I honestly, we still like to make it all happen, and we're still moving forward with it at this point. But there are a lot of issues in the way, and we all have to be patient. I have to be patient, and I know you're all waiting for it, and even just wait for a clear time horizon, or a yay or a nay, or. But at this point, everything is moving forward, and it's way delayed. But we'll see how it goes.
So the official answer is, when is Vancouver going to open? Not soon
Sometime
enough.
next year, not soon.
So I'm saying not soon enough. Like that's
Right.
that's the thing. And for me either, I'm super excited. That's my hometown, so I can't wait to be there. And I love that waterfront area. So you can come hang out with me on like Seaside or Hood River for the meantime. The coast is pretty cool. It's not quite as smoky. So, and their tasting room's huge there. So I can service all of your needs there until Vancouver opens. I'm here for you. Somebody asked just now what this is that I'm wearing, if it was like a blanket or a
Yeah,
fur.
what is that fabulous thing?
So this is officially called the January Bones Fur. It's a very special thrifting day with a very special guy. I'm sure a lot of you know Taylor Tucker. He used to work for us. So he bought this for me, and it's a real like vintage fur, and we just kind of made up a story about what sort of animals it's a collage of. It's for fun, but it was like a really rough time in my life, and he got this for me. So it's like really special. I was joking that I could like outfit all of you guys with furs, and have done for many occasions of things.
Well, you do.
It just makes me feel classy and sassy, so I got the fur on.
Yeah.
Classy sassy works for you as well, for sure.
Thank you.
Always. Well, any more questions for us? Burning questions that need attention? Trying to think. Gosh.
I
Yeah.
look at me and Jesse are both just like making eyes at people right now. Just, ooh, hey, questions.
Whoa.
Ready? Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think this is something we're going to do a little more often. It certainly is a great excuse to see all your faces and to try and connect with everyone who can't make it to the tasting room for one reason or another. So I look forward to trying to do this again. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for participating, for sharing with everyone, for drinking with us.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Thank you, Liz, for organizing this. Thanks,
Yeah.
Jesse, for being there, and Shelley. I just want, from the bottom of my heart, I want everybody to be safe, be patient. It is hard, I know. We will get through this. Be kind to each other and be understanding. We're literally, I know it's a little cliche. We're in this together though, and we have to stand up for each other, and we have to be honest with today, and work on the future, and it will be better. That I know, but we have to stay vigilant. We have to stay patient, and also the smoke will go away. And I love to see all of our guests, anyone who listened in the tasting room, and I look forward to seeing the team in person soon. Otherwise, Zoom is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Enjoy your wine.
I love you guys.
All right. Cheers. Till next time.
Bye, everybody. Enjoy.